Welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to go through and understand why your website may not be showing in search results. So before we start, I just wanted to make a clear distinction for people who are watching this video that primarily this is a video for your entire website. So if your entire website is not showing in search results, this video is not for you if one page in your entire website isn't showing in search results. This video is for you, the individual, if your entire website has just vanished or essentially isn't showing and you don't know what to do. And hopefully this video will shed some light. So I'm going to go through, look at 5 key things to help you understand and hopefully help you identify the problems that you may be having and solutions to fix these issues. So before we get started, I wanted to quickly make a note that if you've just made your website and it's brand new, you've made it within the last 24 hours or so, 48 hours, there's a good likelihood that your website will not be shown in search results, primarily because it's just too new and Google maybe has not got around to indexing it yet. Quick note, indexing just means that when Google visits your website, the pages are put into Google search results, and this is what we call an index. So I'm going to be using that term a lot in this video, so just bear in mind if I use the word index, it just means pages in Google's search results. So if you are someone who's just had a brand new website, what I would quickly recommend you do is create a Google Search Console account, create an XML sitemap, and submit your XML sitemap within your Google Search Console account and also within your Robots.txt file. This will help you speed up the process of getting your page in your website indexed. Another thing would also be to request manual indexing through Google Search Console. Now, for those people who essentially have had their website previously indexed in search results and they are not, for some reason, showing any of your pages in Google's results, I'm going to go through 5 things you can look at. So I'm going to jump into screen sharing mode and we'll get into it. Okay, so I'm just going to make myself a little bit bigger. So the first thing we're going to look at is doing a site search. So this is a very important step that you can do. So we're just going to put in a website and we're going to use the domain name. So what this indicates is it shows from Google's current index that this website has 4 pages in search results. So you got 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th one here. The important thing to note is just because your website is shown in Google's index, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're out of the woods, and this basically doesn't entail that you do not have an indexing issue. Your website might be shown in search results, but you may have an indexing issue. The main reason behind that is that Google may have updated its index a few hours ago, a few days ago, and what you might be seeing is something that's not 100% accurate at this point in time. Now, if your website was not showing in search results, that's a very clear indicator of an indexing issue. Now, I'm just going to show a website that doesn't exist, what that would look like. So you'd probably get a similar message where it would say your site did not match any documents. So if you get a similar message, this is a clear indication of an indexing issue. So we're going to quickly jump into Google Search Console. As I've mentioned, this is something that you should create because this will give you a lot of technical information for your website, and it's also for free. And it's very, very useful and very, very handy. Another thing I would do is I would check the home page. So in this case, I'm checking my home page of this particular website, and I'm going to see whether it's actually shown in Google's search results. So it has a big old green tick that states URL is on Google. However, if this is grayed out, there's a chance that there's some type of issue. And this is what I mentioned earlier for people who have new websites. And this is something that you can also do, is you can hit this button here that states request indexing. And what that means is that you can click onto it and it suggests to Google, hey, index the homepage. And primarily if the homepage is indexed, usually the other pages do tend to follow as well, unless there's other technical issues that you may have that may be blocking your website from being shown in search results, which I will cover in just a sec. And this one is going to be called the meta no index tag. So what is a meta no index tag? The meta no index tag is essentially a tag that is placed on your website that states this page do not show in search results. That's pretty much what it means. It means do not index. So how can I go about checking for a meta no index tag? There's a few methods. I'm going to show you the method with through a plugin and then a manual version. So I've jumped onto the homepage of this website. This is a plugin that I use called Portent SEO. I think it's quite useful. Let me just move myself here. And it just uploads some important information such as the page URL, title, description. But what we're going to look at here is meta robots. So if there is a no index tag, it would state something along the lines of no index. So that's when you would know the homepage doesn't have an index tag. And if the homepage has no index on it, it means that the rest of the website can't be visited by Google, therefore cannot be shown in search results. So this is kind of like the very tip of your entire tree, if you were to look at it. If you look at homepage being at the top of the hierarchy and all the pages beneath it, if that very first page is blocked, it means the rest of the website will most likely be blocked too. Now let's go on to the manual process. So now we're going to go here, manual. So I've done this before, I'll do it again. Hit Control F to get this box. You can manually search for no index. Oops. And it comes up as 0, nothing found. Now you may be thinking, I don't know what a no index tag looks like. So I'm one step ahead. I'm going to quickly show you what that looks like here. So this is something similar that you will most likely find where it says meta name equals robots. So this is a query for, a piece of information for the robots that states for the content for it not to be indexed. So this is really important and this is crucial. So this sometimes happens when a developer or yourself may be doing something in the back end and either accidentally clicking onto a setting or forgetting to take this off, because sometimes people put it on temporarily because they're working on a page of the website or maybe doing some work on a homepage and then accidentally putting this on and forgetting to take it off. So that could be another reason why your website is not being shown in search results. The next part we're going to look at is the robots.txt file. So the robots.txt file is a file that Google's bots use basically to give direction to what parts of the website they can and cannot go to. So every website should have a robots.txt file and it's universally the same. You go /robots.txt. Bam. So in this version, you can see, I'm going to quickly decipher. User agent just means a message to a specific command for robots of specific search engines. So in this case, there's an asterisk, which means that all search engine bots, whether it's Bing, Yahoo, Google, etc., this message applies to all of them, which states disallow WP admin. So what this means is do not crawl this page. So if you were to experience a scenario where your homepage was blocked, essentially what you would see, you just see disallow and just have a /. So I've made up another version of this. This is not a live version clearly, but if you would get this command where it says disallow and the / by itself, primarily that would mean to Google, hey, or any other search engine bot, homepage, do not crawl, do not visit, essentially. And if it can't visit the page, it's not going to index it. So what I would do if you have something along these lines showing up on your robots.txt file, I would ensure to remove that. Finally, one that's currently overlooked a lot of the time is penalties. So on Google Search Console, it's the only place that you can actually find if your website's been penalized by Google. So how would you go about to find this? You'd go to overview. This is exactly how it would look like if you would go into your own account. Scroll down to manual actions. And then I have a big old green tick saying no issues detected. So this is really, really important because it states very clearly that there are no issues at the moment and I have no penalties. If there is a cross going through it and it's a red circle, it will give you some indication of what the penalty is. Why would you go about getting a penalty? It's clearly because you've gone against Google's guidelines and your website's been penalized. So now I'm going to quickly go over what fixes you can do for each 5 errors that I've identified. So with the site search, don't worry about that. You can't fix or change anything there. It's just to help you understand an indexing situation. But moving on to your no index tag. So if you would have a tag like this, the solution would be to remove it either through a plugin if you've used the plugin to activate it, or manually remove it through the code. That's for the no index tag. For the robots.txt file, what I would do is if you're experiencing one that would be blocking the homepage, I would edit this document to ensure that the homepage isn't blocked. So that would be really, really important how to resolve the robots.txt file. You can also use the help of a developer, or if you're feeling brave enough, which I probably wouldn't recommend if you're not confident in your own skills, to change the robots.txt file. And then finally, if you do have a manual action, please consult a qualified SEO professional such as myself or any other individuals that you can find in trust to get it done, because if you don't, it can actually create more issues for you in the long run. So definitely that would be my 2 cents there. And overall, that is the common reasons why your website is not being shown on Google search results or other search results. So if you find a lot of value in this video, please hit the like and subscribe, and I see you guys in the next video. So thank you guys so much for your time. Bye.